Hey everybody, what's going on? Nicholas Nick here, and today I wanted to talk to you about doing it yourself versus hiring lead mining. Okay, so many people think it's so much easier to do it themselves. So I'm actually going to do a live breakdown today. I'm probably going to have like some spreadsheet. I don't even know what the hell I'm going to do. I just got off the phone though with the client who said he had a VA that he was paying for 40 hours a week for $6 an hour, and he had launch control. Just these two things going on. And he said these two things were costing him over $1,100 a month. And that doesn't even include data. So today, I am inspired to show you guys a full breakdown on what's better, what's worse, how much it actually costs, and then which ones you can then use to actually help you in real estate. This is going to be a very informational video, and I'm doing it all off the cuff. I haven't planned a single thing. So let's dive in there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a spreadsheet. So let me get a little screen share going on here. Boom, boom. Who's that handsome devil? Right there. We know who that handsome devil is. We know who that is. All right. Next up, we're going to make a spreadsheet. Okay. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit because it's going to be a little small for you. Okay, so now we're going to do, let's name the spreadsheet. So it's going to be called let's call DIY versus Lead Mine I. Right, I'm just kidding. Okay, that was too much. Versus Lead Mining Pros DFY. Okay, so let's take a deep dive real quick. All right, so I'm just going to riff this out. All right, so first we need an employee. Okay. So very often we're going to hire a VA. Okay. Let's say your VA is $6 an hour, like the guy I spoke to today. Okay. Great. $6 an hour. Let's say he works 40 hours a week. Awesome. All right. So now we're going to take 6 times 40. Okay. Boom. So now this is week. This is month. This is pay. This is hours. Okay, let's just keep the math going. Then we're going to take 240. We're going to multiply that by 4.3. Because for those who don't know, there's actually 4.3 weeks in a month. All right, bam, $1,000 a month. Jesus. Jesus. We haven't even done anything else at $1,000 a month. Let's go over to lead mining real quick. What the fuck does $1,000 a month get you? Oh, well, just starting here, just the cost of an employee, $1,000 a month gets you a bazooka package if you're a land investor. Averages 20 to 40 leads. We pull the records from DataTree, the best software in the world. We then skip trace the records for you. Then we add cold calling, American cold callers, American cold callers. Okay, don't forget that as an American employee. And then we text message. So everyone gets called 2 to 3 times each. Everyone gets texted once. That's 3 touches plus the list pulling and skip tracing, all for 1,080. So let's just add that to our little spreadsheet here. Okay. So we're just ready. So we're gonna do the lead mining packages. We're gonna do that, okay? And then we're gonna do the bazooka, and we're gonna put American, so we know. Okay, hire VA, foreign. Okay, American is 1,080. So we'll keep the price in line. It's $1,080. Okay, we get an American. What is it? 1,200 records pulled. 1,200 skips, 2,000 dials, 1,000 texts, $1,080. Okay. So already for just the cost of a VA, you spend 50 more dollars, you get a completely done for you system. All right, already. We haven't even gotten started yet. So next, we need software. Okay, let's say we're using Call Tools. Okay, that's what we use. Call Tools is about was it 130 a month? I get a special rate, so I have no idea what it is. Let's actually go. Let's go to the website. We're not guessing here. We're not guessing the day, baby. Oh, they don't even tell us? No stingy bastards. All right, so I'm pretty sure Call Tools. Okay, one average, one dialer. Yeah, hit me, baby. industry, advertising, company name, make something up. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Jesus. You know what that means? That means it's probably a different price for everybody. Hate to see that. Anyway, sorry, Cult Tools. Don't mean to out you there. All right. So I tried to get pricing off your website. I couldn't. I'm just going to put what I pay, which is what I got, 130. I think I pay 120 per month. I think I have a slight discount there. It might even be 149 now. Okay. So now we got a VA. We got a call tools. Let's call this the dialer. Okay. And then we got, what's the other one? Launch control. Okay, let's go to launchcontrol.com. Maybe they're a little bit nicer with their stuff. Launch control, bam, bam. All right, what do we got here? Technology developers. Maybe this isn't it. Okay, let me Google it. Google launch control. Okay, there it is. Launchcontrol.us. I was close. All right, pricing. Hey. Oh wow, their smallest package, $500 a month. Crazy. Crazy. Smallest package. I didn't even know that. I thought that was like one of their bigger ones. Okay, 500 per month. Let's put a little dollar sign in there so we're cool. $500 per month. Unbelievable. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's just add some of these up as we go. Bing, bang, boom. All right, we're at $1,652. $1,652. Crazy. Crazy. Okay, now let's say we're going to pull this. Okay, let's do list pulling. What is it? PropStream. We'll use PropStream. Okay, lists. Okay, now let's go to propstream.com. Let's get their price. Propstream.com. Okay, pricing. What do we got? What do we got? $20 a month list automate, 99 per month, 7-day free trial. Okay, at 99 per month, skip tracing, 12 cents each. Okay. So let's do some math. All right. So 99. Boom. All right, guys, we're at $1,751. Real quick, let's just stop right here. Okay, we haven't even added skip tracing yet. We just got the list. $1,751. Let's take a look. Okay, now we can upgrade to the King Kong package. All right, the King Kong package, also American callers. We pulled 2,000 records from DataTree, which is very premium data. I don't know if you guys know, but DataTree actually charges between 6 and 9 cents per record as well. All right, so that's per record too. All right, I probably even should have compared this to DataTree. Maybe I'll add that in there. So 2,000 records from DataTree, 2,000 skip traces from us. Then we're going to have 1,500 records with mobile numbers come in. We're going to call them 3,000 times, which means everyone gets called 2 to 3 times each. And then we're going to text message everybody once. Okay, so that's 1,530. So let's go back. Now let's type in the King Kong. American. All right, 2,000 records, 2,000 skips, 3,000 dials, 1,500 texts. And that's 1,530. And this is also for land. Let me actually, maybe instead of a land, it says land. Okay. Because I only recommend Americans for land anyways. Okay. Now, boom, $1,530. So we're still saving. Let's add this up here. Equals this minus this. So, and then this minus this, and then equals this minus this. Okay. So this is in savings. So you could do it yourself, okay, with the VA. And again, we still don't have skip tracing, and I'm already at $1,751 per month. All right. If you buy the Bazooka package, you're going to save $671. If you do the King Kong package, you're going to save $221. Okay. You know what else we should add in here? We should add in the leads. Okay. This one for land averages 20 to 40 leads. This one averages 20 to 60 leads. And then we'll keep going here. Okay. So now let's go ahead and add skip tracing. PropStream said that you can skip trace at 12 cents per record. So it's 12 cents per record. How many records? Let's say we got a full-time VA. Let's say we pull 7,000 records. Okay. And then what's the cost? 12 times 7,000. That's $840. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up one bit. Let me make this an accounting number again. Boom, boom, boom. 840 bucks. Unbelievable. I got PropStream up here still. Look, guys, right here. 12 cents each. Skip tracing. Insane. Insane. Okay, 840 bucks for skip tracing. Now we're at $2,500. Well, how the hell did that happen? Okay, what the hell's going on? And we don't even have training included or management included. You know, we're gonna need some more cells here. Let's go ahead and pop this puppy open real quick. Boom, insert 3 below. Boom. So now we have training. Okay, training. You have to train someone on all these systems. Who's going to be pulling the list? Who's going to be skip tracing it? Who's going to be using launch control? What do you think they're just going to understand all these softwares? No. I would guarantee that each software needs 4 hours of training minimum from you one-on-one. Okay? Let's add one-on-one training. Okay. And then we got how many softwares? They're going to have to learn the dialer. That's 4 hours. They have to learn launch control. That's 4 hours. They're going to have to learn PropStream. That's 4 hours. That's 12 hours. Okay. 12 hours of, let's actually add that here. 12 hours. Now, what's your pay? What do you think your pay is? You know, I mean, honestly, where I'm at right now, my time's probably worth $1,000 an hour, but I'm not going to use me. Let's use your time at $100 an hour. Let's say your time is worth $100 an hour and you still got to pay the VA. So you're at $106 an hour times 12 hours. Okay. So 106 times hour for the hour, 12 hours equals this times 12. Okay. So you got, and this is a front loaded cost. Hopefully you're only training once. Okay. Hopefully you're only training them once. That's if they don't quit. If they quit, you got to pay $1,272 again. And remember, this isn't money. This is your time. This is your personal expense, right? So this number probably doesn't even really exist. However, the stress, how much is the stress worth? That we have to look at these things objectively. And trust me, it's not fun training someone. You know what training means? Training means you have to also understand all 4 of these systems as well. True story. Okay. But that's not a monthly cost. So I'm going to come up with a different number. One's going to be upfront. The other one's going to be monthly. So I'm going to give us 2 numbers. Okay. And then we have development. Okay. Development absolutely is necessary. We don't just hire an employee and say, good luck. You're going to do great, kid. Right? No, we're not going to do that. We're going to do this. Oh my God. We got to keep a look. We got to see what they're up to, see what they're doing. Okay. Then we have to follow up with them. Make sure they're doing the right things. Retrain them. Okay. Let's say development is, let's go easy on us, huh? Let's say an hour and a half a week. Okay. Hour and a half a week. So let's say, what's that? Is that 6 hours a month? Okay. And again, we're at that $106 mark. Okay. Now it's an hour and a half a week that you're spending making sure your employees are doing what they're supposed to be doing. That's very light. I mean, you're only spending an hour and a half doing that if you're like a master leader. So I'm really cutting this time way down. Okay. But let's just do the math real quick. Then we have 106 times 6. Okay. Now look at this. Did that last number get out in the E7, E8? We're going to add E8 to here. We're literally at $4,500 a month, at least on your startup month, right? So let's call that startup month. All right. $4,900. You know, if we want to take out our own personal time, let's say we do, we're still at $2,600. But we want to look at the real cost here. And don't forget, I downplayed your hourly rate over here. And I downplayed the amount of hours it's going to take to train and develop someone. So both these are undershoots. So now we're going to have monthly. Now monthly is going to equal this plus this, because we got to pay the VA monthly. We pay the dialer monthly. We pay launch control monthly. We pay the list monthly. We pay the skip tracing monthly, and we pay the development monthly. So our monthly cost to run our own team and make sure that they're developed and trained is $3,227. Okay. Well, now let's go ahead and let's go back to the website. Okay, let's take a look. And then, you know what? Let's throw leads in there. Okay. So let's see how many leads do you think you're going to get out of doing this in-house, out of a list of 7,000 records? Okay. You know, with an employee you've trained and you vetted and you hired, I didn't even throw that in there. Hiring and vetting and interviewing, you know, there's probably another 5, 10 hours of work. I'm not even gonna add that in. Not even gonna add that in. I should add that in, but I'm not. Okay, I'm gonna leave that out. Okay, and then so how many leads are they gonna get? You know, I'll tell you, I've had people tell us that they've had a foreign cold caller for 2 months and they haven't gotten one lead yet. I've heard that. I've heard that. Okay. Let's let's be pretty let's be pretty generous here. Let's say you get 32 leads from this. Okay, let's do cost per lead. Okay, so we got 3,200 divided by 32 leads. We're at $101 per lead, doing it all in-house on our monthly cost. Okay, $101 per lead. That's great. That's great. You know, definitely no complaints there. We're doing pretty well with those numbers. And now let's go ahead and look at our savings. We're going to change a number here because it's not E11 anymore. It is now F11. Okay, F11. So now our savings, if we bought the Bazooka, okay, we're going to save $2,100 a month if we bought the Bazooka, and we're going to save $1,700 a month if we buy the King Kong. Okay, now let's go ahead and get closer to our budget. So 3,200 bucks. Let's say King Kong times 2. Land. Okay. Now we got 4,000 records, 4,000 skips, 6,000 dials, 3,000 texts, 40 to 120 leads. Okay. Now this is 1,530 times 2. So that's 30,060. We're going to make this a cash number again. Boom, 3,060. Now let's do this. So now we got monthly minus this. We're going to have $167 in savings. So you could buy 2 King Kong packages, or you could do it yourself in-house. Okay. Now that's just the Americans. All right. Let's go ahead and we're just going to keep riffing here. Say Americans. Now, well, let's go down to the foreign. See up here, this is a foreign VA that you know you're hiring and that you're looking at. Okay. So now I'm going to show you what doing a house campaign would compare for foreign callers. All right. I'm actually going to push this further down. Let me go ahead and push these further down. Bing, bang, boom. So we can keep everything in view. Foreign packages. Okay. Let's zoom on over to the website real quick. Services. All right. Now this is going to be for houses. See, it says no accent foreign caller for houses. Same thing. Everything's included. Let's start with the smallest one. Okay, the overseas explosion. Let's do this one. 1,400 bucks. Let's go back. That's for houses. Make this a little bit bigger. This is 3,250 records, 3,250 skips, 5,000 dials, 2,500 SMS. This one averages 13 to 40 leads. This one is $1,400. Okay, then let's do the math. Bing, bing, boom. So on this one, you're saving $1,800 versus doing it yourself. Let's go to the next one. Okay, 2,400, the Saturated Samurai, one of my favorites. Let's go over here. All right, this is going to be 60. Was it 6,300? What's the math? I don't. 6,500. Should have known better. It's just twice the size. 6,500 records, 6,500 skips, 10,000 dials, 5,000 text messages. Okay, 26 to 80 leads. Okay, and then this is for houses. Okay, let's see if that's right. 26 to 80. Bing, bang, boom. killing it. This one is 2,400. Now, if you notice, it's twice the size, but not twice the price. You're actually saving $400 just for upgrading to that other package. Okay, so let's do this math. Boom, boom, boom. So if we just compare you having your own foreign team, okay, doing all the work, you're at $3,200. You might be getting 32 leads at $101 per lead. Okay, if you do our saturated samurai for houses, you're looking at 26 to 80 leads, depending on your market. I know that's a big range. The way that range works is the more suburban your market, the closer you are to 26, and excuse me, I said that backwards. The more suburban your market, the closer you are to 80, and the more saturated your market, the closer you are to 26. Okay, so like in the hottest markets, I'd probably expect like 18 to 30. And in a suburban rural market, I'd expect anywhere from like 40 to 80. Okay, this is a lot of work. 5,000 texts and 10,000 dials by our trained professional team. That is a lot of work going out into the market. Okay, so on that one, you're still going to save $827 per month over doing it yourself. Now, what does it mean? What benefits do you get other than savings? Okay. If you hire an in-house, well, guess what? Your focus isn't going to be split. Right now, you're like, did we pay the bills? Do we have the overhead? Do we have the commitments? See, a lot of these things, they might have annual commitments. You can't just cancel them. You have to give them a 30-day notice. It's not just like you're firing. And then on top of that, when you have a VA, do you know how many people are scared to fire their VA because they don't have experience in firing people? And they just keep the VA floating around. So one of the benefit is you don't have to worry about awkward conversations, okay? With like a virtual assistant, having to fire anyone. No firing, no hiring, okay? None of that stuff. That stuff is stressful. You know what a good hiring system looks like? You have to interview them properly. You have to test their skills. You have to make sure they can communicate and type and that they can report to you. And then you have to make sure they report to you every day. And the minute that person quits, you have to fire them or rehire and start all over again. Okay, so hiring can be a nightmare. A lot of people think hiring someone is easier. It's not, it's much harder. Okay. So no awkward conversation, no hiring, no fine, more focus. Guess what? You just have to focus on our hot leads. You don't have to worry about the script. You don't have to worry about the hours. That's right. No script worries, right? No payroll. You have an employee, you're going to have to pay them. You're going to have to pay them. Hey, what's our system for paying them? How do we track their hours, right? No hour tracking. You don't worry about any of this stuff. I go to Hubstaff, I got to sign up for an annual plan at $7 a person. So boom, I mean, how expensive is that going to add up? All this overhead, right? No overhead is another benefit. But the biggest thing is more focus, okay? You can now focus on your leads. Let's actually say focus on your deals. Okay, because that's what's going to happen. Oh, is the employee working? How's the list working? How's this working? With all that, you got me. You just call me. You meet with me. You don't go worry about any of that shit. I have a booking link that my team will send you, and we'll have a one-on-one call, and I'll cover everything with you. I want you focused on closing deals, not generating leads. You know how hard it is to generate your own leads and close those leads? What this does is this gets so many investors focused on how many leads, how many leads, how many leads. Who cares? How many deals, bro? Stop worried about the leads and focus on the deals. I had a woman call me the other day. She said, Nick, I'm getting 3 leads a day from my VA, but I want to hire you. I said, hey, 3 leads a day sounds great. Sounds like you don't need to hire me. Sounds like you need to focus on closing more deals. And she goes, oh, but the leads, they suck. Okay, well, that's the development thing. So are we developing our employee? Are we making sure that they know what a lead looks like? Are we developing ourselves to make sure that we can actually close deals on leads that suck? Because you know what? Everyone else is doing it. The big dogs in your market that are closing 5, 10 deals a month, guess what? They know how to convert leads that suck. Do you know how to do that? So no, you don't. Why? Because you're focused on an in-house team. You're losing all this focus. You don't even realize your focus is seeping out all over the place because you're focused on all the wrong things. You're focused on getting leads, and you should be focused on getting deals. And it'd be different if it actually saved you money. Guys, this does not save you any money. And that's what I want to show you today. You're actually losing more money. You're losing more energy. All right. And you're exhausting yourself. And on top of that, you're gaining overhead that hits you every month. You know, launch control is $500 a month. Do you know what happens if you don't send one single text message on launch control? Boom, they bill your ass $500 again the next month. They don't say, oh, hey, Sally, I saw you didn't send any text message, so this month is free. Congratulations. No, they don't do that shit. And when you hire lead mining, every purchase you make, we complete it. We complete it for you. You buy 2,000 dials, we owe you 2,000 dials. I don't care if we do 1,000 dials and you take 6 months off and you come back 6 months later, we still owe you 1,000 dials. I don't care if you buy 5,000 text messages, send out 100 and disappear for 2 years. One of my biggest clients, true story, bought a $12,000 package. Shout out to Cabby Conti. Cabby, what's up, brother? Appreciate you. $12,000 package, used half of it, closed some deals, paused for 2 years. 2 years because he's an attorney. He went back to focus on his attorney business. Then he called me up and he goes, hey, I made a big purchase with you guys, but I barely used any of it. Do I still have that? Yes. Yes, you do, Cabby. That's a true story. I'll tag him in this video. But you know, that is the perk of using us. Your money is not seeping out. Your energy is not seeping out. Okay? You get to focus. Think about that. You get to truly focus. So I'm going to screen share one more time and show you another huge benefit of working with us. So let's just recap real quick. Having your own in-house team, $1,032 for the employee at $6 an hour. Okay. Dialer, $120 a month. Launch control, $500 a month. Whether you send out a text message or not. The cold calling dialer is $120 a month, whether you make a phone call or not. PropStream list is $99 a month, whether you pull a single record or not. Skip tracing, you do have to actually have records to do that. So that's not going to be overhead. That's just going to be a cost. All right. Your training, that's a one-time fee. Okay. And everything else is monthly. Okay. So let's set it up. Monthly, keep this nice and organized. Monthly, how do you spell that? Monthly. Okay. And this is as needed. All right. So your monthly cost is $3,200. Comparing that to our foreign packages, okay, foreign cold callers, 10,000 dials, you're going to save $827. Okay, let's actually, if I can do this. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, there we go. We'll do it the other way. So it's actually, you see that it's savings. It is $1,827 less. This is $827. These savings are incredible. Okay. And you're getting more leads as well. Why? Because they're trained by me. They're trained by our team. Okay. And this is for houses. Okay. And this is for land. All right. Now let's go down to land. Okay. Look at these. Look at these savings. Let's do the math right again. Bing, bang, boom. Bing, bang, boom. Bing, bang, boom. Okay. So $2,100 in savings if you go for the bazooka, $1,700 in savings if you go for the King Kong, and $170 if you buy 2 King Kongs. You could have an American almost working for you for 20 hours a week, okay, and text messaging for less money than having your own full-time foreign VA. Okay, I want you to think about that, right? An actual American working in your market to make this happen. This is gold. Okay. Now this is just the money, but I want to show you one of the biggest benefits of using us. So let's go over to our website real quick. All right, here's our website. At the top of my website, I have this video called Free REI Courses. This is going to blow your mind. Click that button. Bam. This is going to load up. Now, this is completely free. You can sign up for this completely free. Now, what I want you to focus on is this course right here, the 1 hour a day investor operating system. Look, I've got 238 people are in this course. Only 4% have completed it. Now, that's still kind of a decent number, but we need more people watching this course. This course is going to change your fucking life. All right, I guarantee it. Here's why. Let's go ahead and view the lessons. Now here I've got, it's only 5 videos. It's very, very easy to follow, very easy to read. And in these last 2 videos, I have downloads. Look over here, boom. Hour a day deal system, hour a day investor workflow. Okay, both of these are ready for you. So now these videos are me walking you through these documents, but I'm going to show you the documents real quick. Let me see if I can, boom. Now here's the workflow that I give you. This is free. What to do when a lead comes in, qualify them, contact them. That's exactly what we do when we contact them. Introduce ourselves, explore motivation and energy, discover the property utility, move at their pace. This is all like a cheat sheet. If they don't answer, leave a voicemail, text them 5 to 10 times, set them up in a follow-up sequence. If they do answer and you qualify them on this call, now we're going to comp them once they're qualified. Then we're going to get them for the offer ready appointment. Then we're going to do a contract review with them. I have every step of the process completely mapped out. This is free. Okay, you get this. It's inside that course. All right, the next thing is this badass PDF. In this, I actually give you scripts. Look, land script. Hey there, you recently spoke to Sherry about the 3-acre property in Galveston, Texas. Is that right? She mentioned you were interested in selling. Over the next few days, I'm going to do some online research, which is comps, but don't say comps, right? We don't want to introduce them to our language, and see if this property is a right fit for me. If it is, I'm going to send an offer out to you. Do you prefer that in an email or regular mail? All right. Now this script goes on for a little bit longer. And then I have a houses script. Hey, this is the owner of 123. Is this the owner of 123 Sycamore Street? Great. You recently spoke to Sherry about maybe being interested in selling. Why don't you tell me, how did you plan on doing that? Okay, that's our line there. They will now tell you everything they know about the property, and now you can guide them to what your strategy is. If you're a realtor, if you're an investor, if you're a realtor investor, a fix and flipper, whatever it is, you can now guide that person because you know what's going on in their head. Inside of this, I have tips about due diligence checklists, about how to talk to them if they're happy, how to talk to them if they're grumpy. Okay, this process will actually walk you through everything that you need to do. So when you hire lead mining, you're not just getting leads. It's not just like getting a VA. How about it's like hiring a system that's ran by an expert who then teaches you how to close deals. As long as you guys follow my hour a day investor course and that document I created and follow those scripts, I guarantee you will be closing at least 1 in every 20 leads. Okay. But you have to call the leads and you have to say the words. All right. You do have to do that. And then you have to send the contract. Right. So one thing about my system is you do have to do the work. But guess what? If you had a VA, you have to do the work anyways. You might know this already, but VAs are not acquisition managers. Okay. They're not here to close your deals. And whoever's using VAs like that, you should not be. You're losing money. If you're a VA, you're trying to use them as an acquisition manager. Okay. And this doesn't even include the pitfalls of having a VA. Are they even working? Even my guy told me on the phone, he goes, Nick, I'm paying this guy full time every week. And he goes, I know he's not working 40 hours a week, but what am I going to do? Yeah, exactly. You're going to hire me instead. So this guy knows he's getting ripped off by his VA, right? But that's the beauty of hiring me. You don't have to worry about any of that. I'm not selling you an arbitrary full-time employee. I'm selling you results. I'm selling you work, activity. And those things are the lead mining difference. So guys, I wanted this breakdown for you guys. I was curious myself. I'm glad I pulled up all those websites. I showed the pricing. I showed everything myself. So now you guys can see exactly the difference in the cost. It's not as cheap as you think for that $3 an hour, $6 an hour VA. You know, and let's even go back. Let's go back to that doc. And let's say the VA is $3 an hour. Okay. Let's say they are, which is super cheap. I mean, that guy's quitting on you in a week, but let's just say it is. What does it do to the numbers? Okay. You're still saving tons of money at $3 an hour. Your monthly cost went from $3,200 to $2,700 is the monthly cost. So on the overseas explosion, you're still saving $1,300. On the saturated salmon eye, you're saving $300. On the American packages, you're saving $1,600 on the bazooka. You're saving $1,200 on the King Kong. And if you buy two King Kongs, it's only $350 more. So think about this value pack. Think about this lead flow. Think about these prices. Okay, they are blowing your VA out of the water. 32 leads or 40 to 60. 32 leads or 26 to 80. You pick whichever one you think is going to serve you the most. And guess what? There's no work, no additional work needed on any of these packages. Okay, we do the work. All right, let's go ahead and outline this. Let's getting real nerdy now, baby. Real nerdy. So let's go ahead and outline this. No damn work for you. And we're going to hit this one. Okay. And then up here, we're going to hit this one. Boom, boom. Bing, bang, boom. Wow, look at that. It's like I'm an artist or some shit. Okay. Look at this. Look at these pricings. Look exactly what's happening. All right. This is why it's important not to worry about this stuff. No awkward conversations with employees, no hiring, no firing, no script worries, no payroll, no hourly tracking, no overhead. And because of that, more freaking focus. Okay. This is exactly what you want. You want more focus. Okay. And that's exactly what we allow you to have. And then what do you focus on? You focus on the scripts. You focus on following the 1 hour a day investor system, which is completely freaking free. All right. It doesn't get any better than that, guys. It's a business in a box. It saves you money. It does the work for you. And all you have to do is now pick up the phone, call these leads, and say exactly what I tell you to say right here in this document. It's that freaking easy. So guys, comment below. Let me know if you have any questions about this. I'm about to jump over to Facebook. I'm sure I already have some comments on it. I'm right here for you. My cell phone number is on the website, but my cell phone is 727-877-8772. I appreciate you. I hope you have a badass day. See you.